Hey, Mr. Knight, how's it going? My name's Griffin from NetSuite.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. Can't complain. Nice Thursday afternoon. Wish the weather was a little better though.
I
What are,
know.
what are your plans for this weekend?
I know we originally were supposed to go away this weekend, but with the hurricane and everything, it's been super hard to get our travel plans situated. So not much this weekend, but it's been a busy week, so it'll be good to just relax with my family and everything. How about you?
Yeah, same kind of thing. I was actually gonna go down to Charleston this weekend to visit my family, but I had to pull out of that one last minute because of the hurricane. I think it's supposed to be pretty bad there. You
Yeah.
guys are stationed out of Greenville, correct?
Yes, yes, we're in Greenville.
So are you expecting like to be hit at all? Or I mean, I know that's kind of inland, but it's definitely on the track.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be a lot of wind and rain, but today it seems like it's sort of moving mostly really bad tomorrow, and then I think Saturday and Sunday it should clear up a little bit, which is good.
Yeah, that's definitely good. So you're not evacuating or anything like that.
No, I don't think so. I think we'll be fine in the office tomorrow, and on Fridays we have half days anyway, which is nice. So I think we'll be good.
That is nice.
Yes.
All right, so just to kind of jump into things, the purpose of our call here was to talk about CRM systems, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Just so before we start getting into kind of my end of things, I kind of want to just pass the mic over to you. And just could you just talk about like what you currently have in place for a CRM? Like, do you have are you using any other vendors? Like if you're not, like what kind of systems do your salespeople use to track customer data?
Yeah, so right now we're using HubSpot. We've been using that for quite a few years now. It's been good. I feel like the one thing that we've definitely been noticing is that it's not super consistent, like the platform itself, for inputting all the customer information and for just the salespeople to track their own progress. Um, but other than that, it's been fine. I just think that we definitely could use a new one, especially with my new role. I'm now the VP of sales, so I have,
Awesome.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. It's been a lot. I have 300 salespeople below me now, so I
Wow.
think a system that is doing just fine is like not really what I'm looking for. So I think I need something that'll be more consistent across the board.
Most definitely. So 300 people. How many people did you manage before that?
So before that, I was only managing 50. So it's definitely a huge jump. It's been a little overwhelming, I'll say, but it's been exciting. And I feel like it's definitely a good opportunity for me to expand. So
Wow. Well, once again, congratulations. And
thank you.
it's a big adjustment. So I hope you put in the necessary time and work with your team in order to make the most out of that.
Yeah.
All right, just kind of jumping into a few questions that I have for you. I know you mentioned your current CRM HubSpot. So how do your salespeople currently input your customer data?
So everyone kind of does it on their own schedule. I think some people will spend like a few days in the beginning of the week kind of tracking their old progress, and then they move into their new prospects and customers later in the week. But right now it's a little bit all over the place. We don't have like a set system of how everyone tracks their own progress and looks to their information as a reference. But I feel like a lot of my salespeople are struggling to find a good system. I feel like if they had a better template of kind of guiding them, it'll be easier to see their KPIs and everything and know if they're reaching their goals.
Definitely, definitely. That's definitely a big concern of a lot of sales managers out there. So I definitely feel for you there. So just kind of pivoting off of that, a big tie-in with our CRMs these days is the different metrics that we can track. Just a big one that a lot of these VPs deem to be very important to them is customer retention. So just to kind of get a feel for that, how important would you say customer retention is in your not only daily goals, but in the grand scheme of the company?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with probably everyone that you've worked with. I think customer retention is definitely at the top of my list. I feel like right now we're really trying to prioritize customer loyalty and satisfaction, and I think retention is kind of just that in a nutshell. Um, so I think that's definitely my main objective right now, especially with all of these new salespeople and everything. I think the customer obviously comes first. So I think retention, like you said, is probably my main priority right now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's just the answer I was looking for. It's a big issue right now, especially since the pandemic. There's been a lot of customer turnover among the industry, so it's definitely really important to stay on top of that because that's just not a category you want to fall behind in.
Right.
Um, so just going off of that, how would you say your salespeople are currently tracking customer retention? I know you mentioned how they input the customer data, but is there any sort of like way that you'd say your salespeople track the retention, or is it just kind of a free for all?
Right now, it kind of seems like they're left on their own to kind of see what information they had put in prior. And I think seems that's kind of where I'm sensing all this frustration from my salespeople is coming from, is that it's a lot of work on their end to go back through the system and look for these customers so that they know to keep up with them. I feel like if we had even just like a notification or something like that, just to like let our salespeople know which customers should be at the top of their list for opportunities, I think that would definitely save them a lot of time and energy, honestly.
I definitely feel that. Just kind of to wrap things together of the last few questions I just asked. I know we've been talking a lot about customer retention and the time it takes to accomplish those goals. So just have you ever thought about all the time wasted by your employees dealing with customer retention with your current CRM that can really be put elsewhere, allocated elsewhere to better your business?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my salespeople and even myself are constantly, I mean, they're trying to track their customers while myself and other sales managers are trying to track our own salespeople. I feel like we're losing a lot of opportunities to find new customers. And at the same time, going off of the customer retention thing, it's like we're losing opportunities to be successful in finding new customers while also losing some at the same time. So it's really just a lose lose. And like you said, with timing and everything, I feel like we waste a lot of time during our weeks tracking
Mhm.
and inputting and trying to sift through all the information. And it's just really overwhelming.
Mhm. Yeah, so I mean, just like you just said, you waste a lot of time tracking your data throughout the week. So do you think purchasing a CRM that gathers data for you would definitely improve your company?
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like kind of in my new role, there's so many other things I have to worry about. I don't want this to be one of them. I feel like I'm not
Mhm.
a super tech person, so I'd rather kind of just have the software be able to help my salespeople and guide them along the way so that they can focus on their job, which is at the end of the day is getting the sales. So I feel like we shouldn't have to be struggling with a software system anymore.
100%. That's definitely not something you want. Just kind of another question similar to that realm. Do you think customer feedback would be more positive with a CRM that tracks customer responses and you wouldn't have to really dig for the customer retention data?
Yeah, I think so. And I feel like a huge part of customer loyalty is feeling like you're remembered and appreciated. And I feel like having responses tracked, knowing exactly what the person had said prior, no one wants to be, called again about something that they've already talked about. So I feel like having that there for you to know to follow up with someone about what they exactly said, I feel like that would help so much.
hmm For sure, for sure. So that's kind of all the questions I had for you today. So do you have any questions for me regarding what I went over today or anything else you might be interested in?
Yeah, I just have one question. I know, I mean, now that there's so many people below me, it's definitely a like big age gap, but I know there's a lot of older folks that might struggle with like a new technology that they have to adapt to. Um,
Mhm.
so I'm kind of just wondering like if the software is like, will it be easy for my salespeople to be trained on the new software, or do you think it's going to be like a huge jump for them to try to use it?
I think it'll definitely be easy. Most of the cases we see, it's a pretty seamless migration between what they're currently using and what we have to offer. The only real difference, there's no real difference in kind of like the overhead details, such as like the like setup and like the like key components. It's just about performance, really. Like the setup's not going to be very different. It's more about just the performance is going to be much better. So no, I do not see that being an issue.
Okay, awesome. Other than that, I mean, I know it was mostly about the my current situation, but I'm really excited to hear more about the software you have to offer.
Yeah, awesome. So, I mean, if you're really excited to hear more, I would love to set up a Zoom meeting next week with you and the members of your account team, and kind of just push this process forward a little bit. If that sounds like something you might be interested in.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to.
All right, awesome. I'll mark down on my calendar. How about next Wednesday at 10?
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, perfect. Thanks for talking to me today, Trevor.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
You too.